In a world built to distract us, we often think we need new apps or techniques to finally focus properly. We believe that adding more tools to our arsenal is the secret to unlocking a state of deep, unbreakable concentration. However, the true path to mastery is not about addition, but rather the careful subtraction of harmful mental habits daily. Just as a sculptor removes stone to reveal art, you must remove bad habits to reveal your natural ability to focus. Today, we will explore 4 core principles that focus on removing the mental barriers that currently stand in your way. The first principle is to stop negotiating with distraction, a habit that drains your energy before you even start working. When you feel the urge to check your phone, a debate begins in your mind about whether to give in. This internal debate consumes your limited willpower, leaving you exhausted even if you manage to resist the temptation this time. Every time you negotiate with a distraction, you lose mental energy that could have been used for your deep work. Instead of fighting, simply acknowledge the urge and tell yourself firmly that you do not negotiate with these distractions today. Treat the urge like a wave washing over you. Feel it arrive, acknowledge its presence, and watch it fade away. By refusing to engage in the debate, you save your willpower for the task at hand and maintain your momentum. Establish a strict policy for yourself where checking devices during deep work sessions is simply not an option available to you. So this mindset shift moves you from a state of constant struggle to one of disciplined acceptance and professional execution daily. Your brain eventually learns that the urge to distract itself will not be rewarded, so the urges appear less often. Consistency in this practice builds a fortress around your attention span, making it harder for distractions to break through. Think of yourself as the guardian of your own mind, standing firm against the chaotic noise of the outside world. The second principle challenges the modern habit of being constantly available and responsive to every notification that comes your way. Imagine a waiter who must jump at every request, constantly switching context to serve the immediate needs of others. Now contrast that with a surgeon, who focuses entirely on one life-saving task and ignores everything else outside the room. To do deep work, you must adopt the mindset of the surgeon, not the responsive mindset of the busy waiter. When you leave your phone on and notifications active, you are signaling to your brain that you are on call. This state of constant readiness creates a background anxiety that prevents you from ever reaching a level of deep thought. The solution is simple but difficult. You must physically remove the device and close all communication channels while you work. Close your email tabs, silence your Slack notifications, and create a digital environment that mirrors a quiet, empty room. You will feel a sudden sense of relief when you realize that for the next hour you are unreachable. At this disconnected time allows your brain to dive deeper into complex problems without the fear of being suddenly interrupted. People will respect your time more when they realize you're not always available to answer their trivial questions immediately. By stepping away from the role of the waiter, you reclaim the dignity and effectiveness of the professional surgeon. The third principle addresses the moment when work becomes difficult, and our instinct is to escape to something easier. We all know that feeling of hitting a mental wall, where the task seems too hard and our brain resists. This is the flinch moment, where we instinctively look for a dopamine hit to relieve the tension of difficult thinking. However, deep work and the coveted flow state are found only on the other side of this intense boredom. If you escape every time it gets hard, you will never build the mental stamina required for great achievements. Instead of switching tabs, just sit there with the problem and allow the feeling of boredom to wash over you. It might take 5 or 10 minutes of staring at a blank screen, but this is part of the process. Your brain is adjusting to the load, and if you don't interrupt it, focus will eventually replace the frustration. Suddenly, the resistance breaks, and you enter a state of flow where the work feels effortless and highly productive. This state of flow is the reward for not running away when the initial wave of difficulty hit you hard. Those who constantly switch tasks never reach this depth. They stay in the shallows of distraction and superficial work forever. The fourth and final principle is to stop obsessing over the finish line and the magnitude of the task ahead. When we focus too much on the deadline or the final result, the present moment feels like a painful obstacle. Your brain perceives the work you're doing right now as a barrier standing between you and your future happiness. This creates a constant state of future tension, making it impossible to settle into the work you must do today. Instead of looking at the mountain peak, look at your feet and focus entirely on taking just one solid step. Don't worry about writing the whole book. Just focus on writing one excellent sentence right now to the best standard. When you shift your focus to the process rather than the outcome, the anxiety disappears and the quality improves significantly. You begin to find joy in the activity itself rather than treating it as a miserable toll to be paid. By remaining present, you remove the mental friction that usually causes procrastination and makes the work feel incredibly heavy. Piece by piece, the work gets done faster and better than if you had spent your time worrying about it. These 4 principles of subtraction form the foundation of a mind capable of deep, meaningful, and high-quality work daily. By removing the negotiation, the availability, the escapism, and the future anxiety, you are left with pure, unadulterated focus. Your attention becomes like a steady flame, burning through tasks with intensity and purpose, unaffected by the winds of distraction. You will finish your day with more energy and satisfaction. It's knowing you controlled your mind instead of letting it control you. This is not about learning a new skill. It is about unlearning the bad habits that have held you back. Now you stand at a crossroads, and the choice to embrace deep work is entirely up to you to make. Take these principles, apply them to your next work session, and witness the transformation in your productivity and peace. Thank you for watching Infinite Book Journeys. Subscribe for more wisdom, and remember that focus is a choice you make. Imagine a mind that is clear like a still lake, reflecting everything perfectly without being disturbed by the chaos outside. This stillness is not empty. It is full of potential energy, ready to be directed precisely where you need it. When you focus deeply, your actions become like that arrow. I'm flying straight and true without wasting energy on deviation. You will find that tasks which used to take days can now be completed in hours of pure, uninterrupted focus. Your skills and knowledge will grow rapidly because you are finally giving them the fertile soil of attention they need. Deep work is the superpower of the 21st century, allowing you to master complex things while others are merely skimming. While the world becomes more distracted, your ability to focus becomes a rare and valuable asset in the marketplace. You separate yourself from the mediocrity of the masses by simply refusing to participate in the economy of distraction. And perhaps the greatest reward is that you finish your work with energy left over for your life and family. True focus at work buys you true presence at home, allowing you to live a fuller and more balanced life. The universe of your potential is vast, but you can only explore it if you have the vehicle of focus. Prepare your mind, clear the debris, and ignite the engines of your attention to reach new heights of achievement. Remember the courtroom. Silence the lawyers of distraction and let the judge of your will make the final ruling. Let your devices serve you. Do not let them become your masters or the architects of your daily reality. Adopt the surgeon's code: precision, focus, and the exclusion of anything that does not help save the patient. Embrace the climb. Love the difficulty, for it is the filter that separates the achievers from the dreamers. Love the process of shaping your work, moment by moment, without rushing to see the final fired pot immediately. Deep work is a practice, a daily ritual that gets stronger every time you choose to engage with it. Don't expect perfection tomorrow. Simply aim to be a little less distracted and a little more focused than yesterday. Like a tree, your capacity for depth grows slowly, but once established, it cannot be easily toppled by storms. The storms of social media and endless notifications will blow, but you will remain grounded in your purpose. Track your progress, note down the times you negotiated and lost, and learn from your own mental patterns. Honesty with yourself is the first step. Admit when you are distracted and gently bring your attention back. Let your purpose be your compass, guiding you back to the work that truly matters to your life's mission. The path of deep work is a lonely one at times, but it leads to destinations that crowds never reach. So as all great human achievements, from literature to science, were born in the quiet moments of deep, sustained concentration. Join the ranks of the great thinkers who understood that solitude and focus are the currencies of true genius. You don't need a cabin in the woods. You can create a sanctuary of focus right where you are. Let your work illuminate the darkness of confusion, bringing order and clarity to the chaos of the world. Every day is a fresh page. Do not let the failures of yesterday dictate your ability to focus today. Rise with the intention to protect your mind, and you will see your productivity soar to unprecedented levels. Start small, perhaps with 30 minutes of deep work, and gradually extend your capacity as your mental muscles grow. Just like physical muscles. Now, your attention span needs resistance and consistency to become stronger and more resilient over time. Build trust in yourself by keeping the promises you make to your own mind about when you will work. Deep work is the key that unlocks the door to your true potential, waiting for you to turn it. When your habits align with your goals, your life operates like a fine Swiss watch, precise and valuable. Balance is not about doing everything at once. It is about doing one thing at a time with total commitment. Discipline is simply the act of your present self, being a good friend to your future self every day. Be a lighthouse of focus in a sea of distracted ships, guiding your projects safely to the harbor of completion. The quality of your work will speak for itself, commanding respect and attention without you having to shout. Your creativity is not a random spark, it is a flame that must be fed with the fuel of concentration. You are the conductor of your own attention. Do not let the audience members come on stage and take over. Seek internal validation from doing the work well rather than external applause, which is fleeting and often unreliable. Persistence wears down resistance just as water shapes stone. Keep showing up, and the difficulty will eventually yield. Plan your deep work sessions in advance so you do not waste willpower deciding when to start working. Treat your day like a game of strategy. Defend your king, which is your focus, at all costs. Rest is also part of the equation. Deep work requires deep rest to recharge your neurological batteries effectively. When you are not working, truly disconnect. And let your mind wander and recover without the constant input of data. Shutdown rituals are crucial. Tell your brain that work is done so it can stop processing in the background. Sleep is the ultimate performance enhancer. Prioritize it to ensure you have the cognitive resources for tomorrow. Wake up with a purpose, knowing exactly what your main mission for the day is before you leave bed. Rituals like coffee or tea can signal to your brain that it is time to shift gears into focus. Create triggers that Pavlovianly condition your mind to enter a state of concentration whenever they are activated. Be predatory with your goals. Lock onto them with the intensity of an eagle, and do not let go. Order your environment to order your mind. Chaos in your physical space often leads to chaos in your thoughts. Respect your workspace as a sacred temple of creation, keeping it clean and dedicated solely to your craft. Reliability is a function of structure. Build a structure that supports your work even when you don't feel motivated. Motivation is fickle, like the weather. Discipline is the shelter that allows you to work regardless of the conditions. Feed your focus regularly with breaks and inspiration, but do not let the fire go out completely during the day. Let the philosophy of deep work become the backbone of your career and the secret weapon of your success. Pass on the gift of attention to others. Show them by example what it means to be truly present. In a distracted world, the ability to focus is the greatest legacy you can model for the next generation. Your work creates ripples that extend far beyond your immediate view, impacting the world in ways you cannot see. You have the power to reclaim your mind right now. It starts with the very next choice you make. Step into the light of clarity and leave the fog of distraction behind you once and for all. Focus is not just a productivity hack. It is a way of living a meaningful and deliberate life. Remember, no negotiation, stop being on call, embrace the difficulty, and focus on the step, not the mountain. If this video helped you, please subscribe to Infinite Book Journeys for more guides on mastering your mind. Thank you for watching, and may your next hour of work be the deepest and most productive of your life.